So let's say we have a model like this that includes an interaction term for moderation. In this case, empowerment moderates the effect feedback has on job satisfaction and on apathy. Let's look at the syntax. I've already typed out all the syntax for you, so we don't have to type through it in the video, but I will explain it, or at least I'll explain the parts that are new. Notice in my variable listing, I've included FB times EMP, even though this isn't actually included in my data set. It will be included in the data that is used to run this model, so I will add it. I define this down here. So make sure you add your interaction term to the use variables statement. Also notice that I have standardized all the variables in the data set that I'm using. This way I can look at the unstandardized output, but still have relative values. Also notice here I define what FB times EMP means. It's just feedback times empowerment, now that they're standardized. And then I define the model. There's something new here in this model. I've added labels over here to feedback and to FB times EMP, and down here again to feedback and to FB times EMP and their effect on apathy. We use these labels down later in the model constraints. In this model constraints area, we have to define a couple plots. First, we name the plots, effect on job satisfaction and effect on apathy, and then in order to run these plots effectively, we loop through about 20 different points of empowerment, and then plot those from a -1 to a +1 on the x-axis. And again, it's about 20 points because it's 0.1 increments, which is 10 below 0, 10 above 0, if we're going from -1 to +1. Then we create the formula for the line in the graph. In this case, it's just the independent variable, feedback, plus the interaction term times the moderator. We can do the same here for effect on apathy, and we can plot both of these at the same time. And then we define our plot as type 2. For now, don't worry about that. There are 3 different types of plots. Plot 2 gives a medium amount of information. Plot 3 gives the same information plus more. Plot 2 gives the same as plot 1 plus more. So it's just a little bit more information with each type of plot. Well, let's run this with Alt-R. Yes, I'll save changes. Let's zoom in. I'm not going to cover model fit and regular model evaluation. I'm going to focus instead just on the interactions. So let's go to the model results, and we can see the estimate for the interaction. It's fairly small, and its p-value is not significant. This is for its effect on job satisfaction specifically. We can also look at the interaction's effect on apathy. Again, fairly small, not significant. But even though there are small, non-significant effects, we should still look at their plots to see where on those plots there might truly be an effect. So let's hit Alt-V, which would be to view plots. Yes, I'd like to view those plots, and I don't want to combine them. I want to view them separately. Here is the plot for the effect on job satisfaction. It says there is a positive effect, but let's look at where 0 is. Does 0 on the y-axis fall within our confidence intervals, which would be these blue lines? And the answer is, let's see, 0 is down here. So we're actually pretty good. So even though there was a non-significant effect, we can say that there is moderation because 0 does not fall within those 20 points. Now for more extreme values, such as those farther to the left here, we would anticipate 0 being within those confidence intervals, and for this interaction to not be of effect for those cases. But for moderate cases here, there seems to be an effect. Now for the other effect, what you do is you click on this next variable button, and this shows us for the effect on apathy, 0 is outlined here in a dark black line, and it looks like we are completely encompassing 0 in our confidence intervals and crossing 0 with our interaction line, and so there truly is no effect going on here from this interaction. Again, because it spans 0 throughout.